You think you know Flip the Frog? That forgotten 1930s cartoon character? Wrong. This wasn't some failed Mickey Mouse ripoff. This was the bitter divorce that nearly destroyed Disney, the betrayal that ended a friendship, and the cartoon frog who cursed, drank, and appeared with naked women before censorship existed. Today I'm revealing 10 weird facts about Flip the Frog that expose Hollywood's most shocking animation scandal. Flip the Frog. Number 10. The man who drew Mickey Mouse. Created Flip to destroy him. Flip the Frog was created by Iwerks, the man who actually drew Mickey Mouse, not Walt Disney. Iwerks. In 1928, designed Mickey from scratch. He animated Plane Crazy entirely alone in 2 weeks, 700 drawings per day when most animators did 80 per week. Was Walt's secret weapon, childhood friend, and 20% owner of Disney. Then, January 1930. At a party, a child asked Walt to draw Mickey. Walt handed the pen and said, "Why don't you draw Mickey and I'll sign it?" Iwerks was done. Pat Powers, Disney's crooked ex-distributor already in a legal war with Walt, offered $300 weekly and his own studio. Iwerks took it. Walt was shattered, but Powers didn't just want talent. He wanted revenge. Flip the Frog was the weapon. Distributed by MGM to compete directly with Mickey. The man who invented Mickey Mouse left to destroy him. Number 9. Flip beat Disney to color, then got erased from history. August 1930. Fiddlesticks. Flip's debut cartoon made history as the first sound cartoon in photographed color. Not Disney, Iwerks. While Disney pumped out black and white Mickey cartoons, used two-color Technicolor. Flip danced in a swamp wearing just a bow tie, playing piano with a suspiciously Mickey-looking mouse. Charming, technical, historic. But here's what nobody tells you. The cartoon premiered in color in England, not America. When MGM picked up the series after 4 cartoons, they killed the color. Too expensive. They didn't think Flip was worth it. Disney's Flowers and Trees came out in 1932 and got all the credit for pioneering color animation. Made history. Disney's machine erased it. Number 8. MGM turned Flip into a Betty Boop clone who dated humans. After 2 cartoons, Flip stopped looking like a frog. His head became round. Webbed feet became shoes. By the end, barely a frog at all. MGM's orders. They wanted Mickey-style humanization. The redesign went to Grim Natwick, fresh off creating Betty Boop. Natwick turned Flip generic. But he also redesigned Flip's girlfriend. Out went the cat. Out went Flap the Frog. In came Fifi, a human woman who looked exactly like Betty Boop, complete with spit curls. A frog, dating a human Betty Boop clone. And speaking of Betty Boop, these cartoons went full pre-code depravity. Flip shouts, "Damn," repeatedly. In The Office Boy, a woman walks around with private on her rear. A mouse runs up her skirt. In Room Runners, Flip peeks through keyholes at women showering. In A Chinaman's Chance, he inhales opium chasing a criminal named Chow Mein. Nude women everywhere. Sexual innuendo everywhere. In Puddle Pranks, a character gets eaten by a bird and actually dies. Permanently. No cartoon bounce back. This was 1930 to 1933, before the Hays Code, before censorship. Studios could show anything. And aided by New York animators from Betty Boop's team, pushed every boundary. When censorship arrived in 1934, Flip vanished. Too raw, too real, too honest about what Depression America actually felt like. Number 7. Flip showed the Depression. Mickey didn't. By 1931, Flip transformed into something darker, an anti-Disney character. While Mickey lived in fantasy, Flip lived in real 1931 America. Broke, desperate, unemployed, cartoon after cartoon, Flip's out of work, starting businesses that fail, dodging rent, begging for jobs. In The Office Boy, he interviews for the lowest position. In Room Runners, he can't afford his hotel. This was intentional. U.S. unemployment hit 25%. 13 million lost jobs. Some cities saw 80% unemployment. People raided food stores, demonstrated in streets. Flip didn't escape into fantasy. He was a Charlie Chaplin figure, always trying, always failing. The Depression personified. Disney never went there. Mickey stayed optimistic. But Flip told the truth about 1932. Maybe that's why audiences rejected him. Who pays to watch their own suffering? Number 6. Chuck Jones started his career. Washing Flip's dishes, 1932. A broke art school grad named Chuck Jones got a phone call. His friend Fred Kopietz just got hired at Iwerks studio. They had an opening, cell washer. Chuck Jones, future creator of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, started by literally scrubbing animation cells clean at the Flip the Frog studio. He worked up from washer to painter to in-betweener, learning while Flip cartoons got made around him. Other legends worked there too. Irv Spence, Seamus Culhane, Grim Natwick, Betty Boop's creator, some of the best animators alive. But despite the talent, Flip never caught fire. The cartoons were technically superb but lacked Disney's storytelling magic. A bee could draw circles around anyone. But storytelling? That was Walt's gift. Without it, all the skill in the world couldn't save Flip. Number 5. The racist cartoons that destroyed Flip's legacy. Several Flip cartoons contain racist caricatures that reflect 1930s America at its worst. Not subtle, central to entire episodes. Africa Squeaks, October 1931. Built entirely on offensive African stereotypes. Pale Face, Native American stereotypes. A Chinaman's Chance, June 1933. A villainous criminal named Chow Mein. Anti-Asian stereotypes. The Opium Scene. These are genuinely hard to watch. They represent the casual racism that permeated entertainment before any cultural reckoning. And unlike Disney Vault content, these are public domain, freely available, anyone can watch them. Film historians argue they're important documents showing exactly how mainstream entertainment dehumanized minorities. But there's no question they're deeply offensive. Some history deserves preservation. That doesn't mean celebration. Le phare. Number 4. Ubby invented the multiplane camera. Disney got the credit. While Flip struggled, Ubby was inventing the future in his workshop. By 1933, animation bored him. He could draw anything. So he turned to cameras. Using car parts and scrap metal, Ubby built the first multiplane camera in 1935. Revolutionary device, multiple animation layers at different distances, created genuine 3D depth, transformed flat cartoons into immersive worlds. Ubby used it in The Brave Tin Soldier, 1935, 2 years before Disney. But when Disney unveiled his multiplane in 1937 for The Old Mill and Snow White, Hollywood treated it like Disney invented it. Disney won a Special Academy Award. Disney got the glory. Because Ub's cartoons weren't widely seen, history forgot who made it first. This became Ub's pattern. Invent. Disney refines, Disney gets credit, Mickey Mouse, multiplane camera, over and over. Number 3. The series ended because Ub got bored. By 1933, 38 Flip cartoons. 3 years. The tone had shifted. Content got adult. But audiences never embraced it. MGM didn't cancel it. Ubby did. He'd lost interest. Animation held no challenge. He'd already achieved the highest level. The work was repetitive, and repetition bored him. There's a story. Ub took up bowling, practiced obsessively, bowled 13 strikes in a row, then said, "Okay, I've solved bowling and never bowled again." That's what happened with Flip. Ub solved animation years earlier at Disney. Now he wanted technical problems, camera problems, so he handed Flip to Grim Natwick and retreated to his workshop. Soda Squirt, October 1933, final Flip cartoon. Then Willy Whopper, then Comicolor. None found audiences. By 1936, Iwerks studio closed. Ubby failed to rival Disney. But he learned something critical. He was a brilliant animator and inventor. But he wasn't a showman. He wasn't a storyteller. Without those skills, even the best animator alive couldn't compete with Walt Disney. Number 2. The 10-year grudge that changed everything. After his studio collapsed in 1936, Ub bounced between contract jobs. 4 Porky Pig cartoons for Leon Schlesinger, Color Rhapsody shorts for Screen Gems. The work dried up. The opportunities vanished. By 1940, Ub needed Disney more than Disney needed him. So Ub went back. Disney's policy: never rehire people who left for competitors. But producer Ben Sharpstein quietly arranged Ub's return. Walt stayed out of it. When Ub returned in 1940, 10 years after their split, everything had changed. He wasn't an animator. He was a special effects technician. And Walt made sure everyone knew the friendship was dead. They worked professionally, publicly praised each other. But privately, a chilly business arrangement replaced the greatest creative partnership in animation. But here's the redemption. In his second stint, Ub revolutionized film technology. He invented the process combining live action and animation for Song of the South and Mary Poppins. He adapted xerography for 101 Dalmatians. He developed Disneyland attractions, 2 Academy Awards for technical achievement, one of Hollywood's most important special effects innovators. When Ub died in 1971, Walt had been dead 5 years. They'd worked side by side from 1940 until Walt's 1966 death, rebuilding something that resembled their old partnership. According to granddaughter Leslie Iwerks, they became tight again, trustworthy again. The wound healed, even if the scar remained. Ub Iwerks lost Mickey Mouse, lost Flip, lost his friendship, lost his studio, lost his shot at independent success. But he found something else, a legacy as the technical genius behind Disney's greatest achievements. The man who invented Mickey also invented the methods that made Mary Poppins fly. The man who created Flip also created the tools that built Disneyland. Number 1. What this all actually means. The real story isn't betrayal or failure. It's the long, painful journey to understanding what you're meant to do. Next time you see Mickey Mouse, remember Ub Iwerks drew him. Next time you watch Disney blending animation and live action, remember Ub Iwerks made that possible. He didn't just give us Flip the Frog. He gave us the technical foundation for everything animation became. His story is Hollywood's greatest forgotten partnership, its most painful breakup, and its most quietly triumphant reconciliation. Ub Iwerks was the hand behind the mouse, the inventor behind the magic, and the man whose failure with Flip taught him exactly who he needed to become. From friendship destroyed to history rewritten, from pre-code depravity to Depression-era desperation, Flip represents everything Hollywood tried to forget. But now, you know the truth. Next time, we're diving into another forgotten 1930s icon whose dark history will shock you. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more revelations about the shows you thought you knew.